A few months ago, I fixed a check engine light related to a bad catalytic converter on bank 2, and as luck would have it, my bank 1 decided to grenade itself open when I floored the throttle on the highway. Here's my wife filming me do a victory approach with a self-straight-piped Cayenne. In today's video, we show how to remove the bank 1 catalytic converter on the Cayenne base model with a VR6 engine from 2008 to 2010. We're going to use my totally new method that I discovered in my bank 2 video, which doesn't involve any dropping of the drive shaft or cutting. And at the end, we will remove the bank 1 catalytic converter directly out of the engine bay through the front. This video is designed to be complementary to my existing bank 2 video, so watch that one first and then come back to this one for additional tips. This video is the bonus content version. Here we cover stripped oxygen sensors, useful information about gaskets, and more things to look out for that I learned when doing the exhaust the second time around. Go to the bank 2 video and watch that through first. The bank 1 catalytic converter is literally just one more step after that video to take out the bank 1 pipe next. Here's a pro tip. Before you install any exhausts, re-tap the oxygen sensor holes. Getting the upstream bank 2 oxygen sensor out was tedious, and I had to strip threads, because when the Davico aftermarket converter was made, they got metal gunk on the threads and didn't bother re-threading. That metal gunk caused my oxygen sensors to strip. I bought a threading kit and re-threaded the oxygen sensors and re-tapped all holes. I highly recommend doing that before installation for all aftermarket exhausts. After I re-tapped the holes, the sensors went in smoothly and did not strip. Unfortunately, there's no better way than torquing it. I found a breaker bar works well. I was prepared to have to buy a new sensor, but I was lucky because there were enough threads left to reuse it. You have to remove bank 2 to get to bank 1. So, you literally follow the video above and remove bank 2 first. After bank 2, bank 1 comes right out using the same technique shown. For installation, I unfortunately lost footage due to a broken phone, so I'm going to talk through it. To reinstall, you wrangle and install the bank 1 catalytic converter in first. Put it on the header studs and loosely install the nuts and let it wiggle. Don't install it at the bottom just yet, i.e. connecting it to the ladder exhaust pipes to the muffler. Wrangle in and then install the bank 2 exhaust pipe. Then, you tighten all nuts, install the bolts at the bottom, and you're golden. The gasket part number ending in 40 goes on the header studs. The gasket part number ending in 50 goes on the connection at the bottom between the catalytic converter and muffler pipes. The bolt hole sizes are different, so if installing a gasket is hard, you've likely mixed them up. The tabs always face towards the front of the vehicle when installing the gaskets. At least in my experience, adding exhaust gasket maker introduced more problems than it solved, but that could just be my installation. With aftermarket exhausts, you run a risk of the bolt holes not lining up on the brackets that go from bank 1 to bank 2 to a bracket that holds everything onto the engine. During installation, make sure to at least install the bolt that holds bank 2 to bank 1 to minimize the odds of the exhaust straight piping itself due to the welds breaking from stress. When installing the exhaust, you run the risk of bumping into the coolant lines inside the heat shield in the back. If you do, from age, those coolant connectors might snap. Ask me how I know. I was installing bank 1 when all of a sudden I smelled coolant and saw it everywhere. If that happens to you, I found the $5 part you need instead of the $150 unit Porsche sells the connector with. It's not a big deal if cracked coolant connectors happen to you. If you get a lot of smoke on startup, on the first startup, that's normal as the coolant burns off. Go check out that video to see how to repair cracked coolant connectors.